You can see that she's actually doing the job. She has been studying and then she is nursing a kid while she's doing an exam. That means that she has prepared herself for it. I'm not saying this is a route that people should go. No. If you're a young lady growing up and you have someone who says they like you, that doesn't mean that you should have a baby with them. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Flo, and this is the Jollof and Wi-Fi channel. If this is your first time coming across one of our videos, please consider subscribing to the channel for us. Put us on post notifications so that you're notified whenever we upload a new video. Yes, so today a video has been posted, yes, by the Sky 92 News account on X, and I'm going to read what it says. It says, the moment a crying baby was brought into the examination hall for a nursing mother writing the integrated science of the ongoing basic education certificate examination in the Karachi East District to briefly attend to the child before resuming the paper under supervision. Most of the times when these young ladies give birth, it's something that becomes shame in a way to say for them. So they decide not to go back to school. They decide not to pursue their dreams again. They give up on life, and they decide to become called housewives. They decide to just let men take care of them just like that. But I am happy to say that this lady did not allow her circumstance to sway her from partaking in the BECs. So you can see that in the video, a younger kid was bringing the baby towards the examination hall. I'm assuming probably she's a relative or a friend of, I don't know, but she brought the baby to where the exam was ongoing, and the teacher came out, took the child and then took her into the examination hall so that the mother could nurse the baby or breastfeed the baby. And it is beautiful to see that, she is not ashamed and she is able to, do something like this while focusing on education. But one thing we should also know is that we need to teach students about, protecting themselves. Because either we do it or not, they're going to have their free will at the end of the day. So it is important that they are educated on some of these preventive measures before they decide to act on their instincts and decide to act on their feelings. Because when you are young, when you are 16, when you are 17, your hormones are all over the place. You meet a guy, you meet a lady, you are excited, you are happy, you love them, you love being around them. The energy is high, and sometimes it leads to you doing things that you didn't plan on doing. So it is important that we give them fundamental education on some of these things. I remember being here in Spain at the age of 16, 15, we're having seminars on these topics. We're having seminars on which they taught us about it. They taught us about, people thinking that, oh no, nothing is going to happen. But they will enlighten you so that you know the reality and what it involves. So that when you decide to take an action, when you decide to partake in something like that, you know the risks that are involved. And I'm not saying the kid that did not know. Maybe her teachers had already taught her about it, and she still decided to go ahead. But I think in Africa, especially and in Ghana, we have made it a point that some things remain like they are taboos. Okay, so you can't really talk freely to kids when it comes to protecting themselves, when it comes to knowing things that will benefit them in the long run. People complain, parents will complain, why are you teaching my kids about this and that? But if we don't do it, these kids will go out, they will get STDs, STIs, and then they'll be transmitting it all around. So it is important that we have a system that teaches kids about some of these things. Even if it is once in a while. You have an education, you have someone, a nurse, you have, someone that works in the health sector, come to their schools and educate them on these things. You have both men and women come to teach them about hygiene. So they learn and they have a grasp of what these things entail. There are people also in the comment section saying that, why did they allow her to have this kid? What do you mean, why did they allow her to have this kid? Were you expecting the parents to tell her, no, you are pregnant, we don't want you to have the kid? Or what are you trying to say? These are people with free will. These are people who know the actions, the outcome of the actions that they are about to take. Okay? Even if they've taken some preventive measures, they know that there is still a risk. There is still a factor that the action that they are partaking in is going to bring some sort of consequence. So when they give birth, you can't come and make it a point that why did they allow the kid to have a baby? Why did they allow the young lady to have the baby? It is her free choice. It is up to her. Maybe she thinks she can, maybe she knows that she can do it. And from the video, it is you can see that she's actually doing the job. She has been studying and then she is nursing a kid while she is doing an exam. That means that she has prepared herself for it. I'm not saying this is a route that people should go. No. If you're a young lady growing up and you have someone who says they like you, that doesn't mean that you should have a baby with them. Think about your future first. Because a man can always say that, oh, I'm traveling, I'm going here, and they don't have an evidence. But usually you, the mother, you have to breastfeed the kid. You have to always take them along, just like this girl had to take her baby along to the school. So we should be vigilant. We should, have our eyes and ears open. When we encounter situations and people that are trying to convince us, to deceive us, we should be careful. We don't let them lure us into doing things and then later we will regret it. And then later we will come and say that, oh, it is because of my kid that I couldn't pursue my dreams. No, it is because you decided to partake in actions and it brought out consequences. And this will continue a tradition that, the person will give birth, their kid will grow a little, and because of lack of financial support, lack of, family support, they also get a man, they also get a girlfriend pregnant, and then the cycle continues. It is high time that we break from some of these things. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in places where people are educated. It does. It really does. But there should be a lot more education going on when it comes to these situations. But as I said earlier, big ups to the young lady for putting her education, making her education a priority as well. Even though she's taking care of her child and she's still focusing on studying. I know it's not easy, to be a mother, to be a nursing mother, and to study for an exam. Some of us that we study and we work, even for us, we complain. So imagine having a baby that you have to attend to every couple of minutes. They'll be crying. You have to change them. You have to do this. And if you don't have the father supporting, or if you don't have family supporting you with that, it becomes a big challenge. So big ups to her for not being ashamed of her situation and still pursuing education. Because at the end of the day, it is going to help her, even if she doesn't, decide to continue with the SHS after, the results come or whatever. She still, has some sort of education that will help her in the future. She will still have that certification in case she wants to continue school after some time. So big ups to the young lady. It's a shame that someone around, I'm assuming around the age of 16, 17, has found herself in such a situation. But I believe she's going to be fine if she's focused and if she works hard as she seems to be doing. My name is Flo. As I said, this is the Jollof and Wi-Fi studio. If you like our content, please consider subscribing for us. Put us on post notifications so that you're notified whenever we upload a new video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you think the lady is doing well for still nursing her baby and doing her exam. If you think the baby is going to be a distraction, let me know what you think in the comment section. Ciao.